It's a sad day. Found out that we lost Lexi Laiho from Children of Bodom. Um, I got into Children of Bodom around 2004. So with like Hey Crew Death Roll, amazing album. The first time I saw them was in 2004. It was a concert they opened up for Fear Factory and Lamb of God. That was the first. That was a really epic show. That lineup was amazing. That lineup was the reason why I didn't see Damage Plan with Dimebag and Vinny, which happened like maybe less than a month later at the same venue. I think it was in Toronto. Yeah. Still, I was with a lineup like Children of Bodom, Fear Factory, and Lamb of God. How could you not see that at that time? It's sad. Even if you don't like Children of Bodom, you have to admit Lexi, he was a very talented human. One thing that I'll always remember from that first show, seeing them, was like I've never before that time I'd never seen anyone shoot a snot rocket out of their nose, and then on stage, someone just like, and yeah. It was like, wow, that was kind of cool, but gross. So, yeah. It's not the first thing I think about when I think of Children of Bodom, but it's just one of those firsts for me. And, yeah. It sounds dumb, but it's because it is dumb. But, yeah. Amazing guitarist. I saw that band, yeah. So, first time was with Lamb of God and Fear Factory. Second time was on the Unholy Alliance tour 2 years later. So that was like, what? Thine Eyes Bleed, Macedon, Children of Bodom, Lamb of God, and then Slayer. Enjoyable, to say the least. Yeah, and then the third time I saw them was on Gigant Tour, so Megadeth's big tour. That third time, that was like what? Job for a Cowboy, Children of Bodom, In Flames, and Megadeth. So that time I've basically seen everyone on the show, and that was like one of the only shows that I just got I got somewhat inebriated for. I remember we brought like a half quarter of weed, half ball of coke, and we had a good time, right? I bought a Children of Bodom hoodie. It was the Blood Drunk hoodie. So that was great. I got really sweaty during the show. I wonder why. And I took off my shirt that I was wearing, and I was pretty much just wearing the hoodie afterwards. And my friends and I, we went to the closest strip club, because the show was at Arrow Hall in Mississauga. And the closest strip club was the Airport Strip Club. It was a Wednesday. And at the strip club, it was an amateur ass contest night. And none of the people in my group wanted to be a judge. And I was like, okay, well then I guess it's just me. So I went up and the MC, he sees my hoodie and he calls me Fallout Boy. So already I'm a little bit irritated from that guy. And he gives me the piece of paper for me to judge. The first part was pants on. Cherry had the nicest bum. And pants off, it was still Cherry who had the nicest bum. And so after that was over, we go back out into the parking lot to do more drugs. And at that point in time, I had... in my shirt that was all sweaty, I had a few joints rolled up, and that was in the trunk though. And so I started to get my cylinder that had the cocaine in it. I lost the lid, so I transferred it over to tinfoil. And that's when someone said 5-0. Alright? So I wrapped up that tinfoil as tight as possible and just dropped it on the floor in the car. Police officer comes over to my side of, which is the driver's seat, and Yeah, he brings me to the car and everything, and he says, "You were fidgeting when I came over to the car. Come with me." So we go to the other side of the parking lot on the other side of this van, and he asks me to put my thumb in my waistband and pull out. So I start undoing my pants. And he's like, "Whoa, that's not what I asked you to do. Just put your thumb in and pull out." So I did that. He was there with his flashlight looking at my Coke Dick wiener. And then he looked at my ass when I did the same thing. And then he's like, "Okay, go back to where everyone else is in the parking lot." So I start walking and doing up my belt, and he's like, "Whoa, we have a female officer over there. Like, what are you doing? Put yourself together and then go over there. Are you that fucked up? Are you that high? You can't even do up your pants?" And I said, "No, sir. I just don't usually have to take them off for police officers." And yeah, so they go through the car. They only got like a bit of weed and like a gram of hash or anything, and they didn't bring us in or anything like that. They checked. Well, first of all, they checked everyone to see if they had any weapons or anything when they were patting us down, and they asked if we had anything sharp or like a grenade or anything, and we just came to see an awesome show. It's not like we would have a grenade, so we found that a bit funny. When they're running everyone's address through, one guy was just from out of town, from my hometown, which is a small town called Harrowsmith, which no one should know where Harrowsmith is, and the police officer definitely didn't. And we all found it hilarious when the police officer just yells out, "Where the fuck is Harrowsmith?" And yes, we laughed pretty hard at that. And all in all, they said, "You guys are good kids. You should stay in school and go back into the strip club and see what you came to see." At that point, I didn't want to do that, so we ended up going back to my hometown. And when I was at the en route, filling up on gas, I remembered, like, they didn't go into the trunk. So I still had like 3 joints back there that we got to partake in. And also, when I was filling up on gas, I saw that little piece of tinfoil that was on the ground. So basically, we got more fucked up after the cops than beforehand. Am I proud of this? Meh. At the time, maybe. It just goes to show that I've been a drug addict for a long time, because that was like what, 2008? Yeah. So a little story from when I saw Children Bodom. I saw them 3 times, and I'll always remember those shows. Good times. Lexi, rest in peace. Thank you. This is the perfect analogy for mental health. All right? Boom, I fall. And then like the jogger comes up. Oh, that happened. That happened right in front of me. Do I have to care? Looks around. Do I have to care? Oh, there's no one around. Okay, I'll just keep going.